guys. We're on the line with frontman Matt Young from one of Australia's most loved metal exports, the mighty King Parrot. Cheers for speaking with me, Matt.
No worries at all, brother. How you doing?
Really good, mate. You guys have been going from strength to strength over the last couple of years. It feels like you've been in the US and the UK almost more than you've been here. You must be pretty happy with all the progress you've made.
Yeah, it's been going really good, man. I mean, you know, I don't think our intention was ever to sort of do any of the touring and like on an international level. That was never sort of the initial intention. But as the sort of ball got rolling and the momentum sort of picked up, we just kind of ran with it. And yeah, I think we were sort of saying that the last tour that we just sort of finished with Voivod over in North America was like the 8th tour we've done over in North America now, and yeah, obviously we're heading back to Europe a little bit later this year with Obituary and Exodus. So it's going good, man. Yeah, we're really happy and keen to keep busy and keen to keep touring internationally if the opportunities keep presenting themselves. And you know, we can't sort of do that unless we have the support here back home as well. So it's been awesome to have that really solid foundation here in Australia that sort of allows us to keep sort of springboarding back and doing these international tours. So yeah, we're really, you know, grateful and lucky that we get the opportunity to do all this stuff all the time. It's been a hell of a ride, that's for sure.
How are you faring overseas at the moment?
Oh, look, I don't think we're like, you know, going for the title of the biggest heavy metal band in the world or anything like that. I mean, our sound is really stooped in the underground, so we're, you know, we're a really extreme band, and I think the sound, you know, is uniquely Australian in a lot of ways, and we're certainly influenced by a lot of the Australian bands from the 90s and early 2000s that we sort of made no secret of, you know, hiding that influence and trying to bring that sort of Aussie extreme sound to the world stage. And so I think it's a little bit different, especially for people in the US. And I mean, Europe is kind of got a lot of more diverse sound, in my opinion, like coming out of it, whereas the US has a more sort of refined look at metal. And I think generally speaking, US people kind of like US stuff. So trying to force our sound down people's throats has been interesting. But, you know, we do have a good following over there, and I don't think we'd be going back there all the time if we didn't. So there's obviously some sort of connection that we're making, and slowly just trying to build on that all the time. And well, I guess our sound or the way, you know, the grind, thrash kind of punk hybrid sound isn't the flavour of the month over there or anything like that. But that's kind of fine as well. We just keep plowing through it, man, and getting to play with some of our favourite bands and bands that we've looked up to over the years and meet them and see how they've done things and see how a lot of them just kind of stick to their guns and do what they believe in and develop the sound and make their own luck and make their own path is something that I really respect and admire and something that we, you know, hopefully try and continue to do with King Parrot. Just keep the train rolling and keep that sort of forward positive momentum going.
Absolutely. You guys been on back in Australia on a pretty short break from your tour, but what do you do in your downtime away from the band?
Well, I just do all the stuff that no one else wants to do. Really, I've been conversing back and forth with our accountant for the last month, trying to get all our tax stuff sorted for the last year, and doing some grants. I'm actually been moving into doing a bit of like artist management and stuff like that. So I'm sort of just branching out into those little fields a little bit, trying to just engage in some work and stuff that I can still do while I'm touring and on the road, and it makes sense for me while I'm sort of talking to all these people all the time to work with other bands, and I'm really passionate about working with newer bands and trying to help develop and get things rolling for them as well. So that's something that I've always sort of had a keen interest in, and now that I'm sort of working with those people all the time, like around the world, like people in Europe and in the States, I kind of figure, well, why not try and help some Aussie bands and other bands as well from around the world, try and build up and get themselves to a point where they can become international touring acts. And, I get a lot of enjoyment out of that. So that's what I've been spending my last sort of couple of months doing. And then, of course, we've got a few shows coming up in Australia with King Parrot in September, and just 4 shows, and then Europe in October. So, yeah, it's all plenty to do, even though we're not sort of playing shows. There's always stuff going on.
Oh, excuse me. Absolutely, man. So, as you said, you guys are starting your tour next month here in Australia. You got to be looking forward to tearing it up with your local fans.
Yeah, we are. We just sort of, we were going to maybe do a bigger tour, but we thought, no, let's just keep it small. And as I said before, our drummer Todd's had a bit of an injury. He's had a bit of a shoulder injury, and we thought it was important to give him a bit of a break and have some time to properly rest it and properly recover and do some of the things that he needs to do to get that right, because we're coming up to, we're writing some new material. We've sort of got half an album written, and we're getting back in the studio next week, and we're going to continue writing through September and hopefully sort of finish up the writing for the new album, and big tour in Europe coming up. We'll probably do some stuff over summer as well in Australia. We're doing Unify Festival and a few other bits and pieces as well. So it's probably not going to slow down much over the next 12 months or couple of years or whatever, and we'll have a new album next year as well. So, just thought it was important for him to get rested up. But we're going to really try and showcase a couple of these new songs live. We're playing out in Belgrave, which is a suburb out in the mountains in Melbourne, and we're playing in Bendigo, which is somewhere we haven't played for a few years since the first album came out, and it sort of dropped off the radar a little bit as a place where bands could go and play, but it seems to have been having a bit of a resurgence lately, so we thought we'd get it back up there, and the response for those shows has been great. We're selling a lot of tickets beforehand, just really cool, and we'll head to Warrnambool as well before we come over and do the new Dead Festival in Adelaide.
Now, that's the one we're all looking forward to here, obviously. It's a huge lineup, and you guys are obviously fronting it. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, we're really excited about coming back over to Adelaide. It's been, we haven't played there since last year, since we did our album launch. And that was a really killer show. We had a blast. We had a really great turnout. And, the people of Adelaide obviously sometimes miss out on these shows and tours of this magnitude, and I know a lot of international bands skip touring there, and it's something that we want to try and not do, because being an Australian band, we feel like we need to go everywhere, and that's important to us. So obviously working with Jason and the Truth Corroded guys is always a pleasure. They've always been great to us and good friends of ours, and seeing the lineup that they've been able to put together this year with Disinterm and a few of my newer sort of bands are playing, like Demon Pyre and Sanzu, and old mates Witch Grinder are coming over, and it's such a killer lineup that they've managed to put together. So we're excited about catching up with everyone. It sort of almost seems like the whole of the metal community is getting together for this. So it's quite an epic lineup. It must be probably the strongest one that they've had yet. So
I'd have to say so for sure. It's a day we all look forward to every year, but yeah, this year is it's going to be huge. We can't wait. Now, you guys actually headlined a couple of years ago. How do you say like this festival compares to the other ones around Australia?
Oh, it's right up there. It's definitely right up there. You know, Fowler's is a great venue. It's really perfect for something like this, and it's. I mean, we haven't done heaps of festivals in recent times, but look, I think for Adelaide and the fact that you guys do miss out on stuff, it's really important that the Aussie bands get together and show some solidarity and put on something like this and make themselves available for something like this, because it's a hell of a lineup, and the people that might only go to those international shows and stuff, hopefully some of like the bands like us and Disentombed, Aggression, Ruins and whatnot can help draw a bigger audience and then expose them to some of the newer bands that are really kicking ass at the moment. I mean, Hail More as well, doing so well at the moment too, and I see Headbore being kind of busy as well, so Autopsy really firing things up, so it's just an epic lineup. So yeah, we're stoked about coming back over and seeing all our friends over there, of course, and having a ball as we always do in Adelaide.
Awesome, man. Oh, well, thank you very much for speaking with me. I can't wait to see you guys in September, hear the new album next year, and good luck with your tour this November.
Yeah, thanks very much, mate. I appreciate it, and we'll see you in a few weeks.